Alright, welcome to Bicycle Rider YouTube. This is Bart and I'm here to talk about the Magic Carpet Ride. This is the Niner MCR RDO, full suspension gravel bike. And this bike is totally cool. We have fallen in love with this bike here in South Mississippi. And you say, well, South Mississippi, why would you need a full suspension gravel bike? It just feels good. I have to admit, maybe we don't have the gnarliest baby heads, boulders, you know, some real radical stuff to actually, you know, push this bike to its maximum potential on. But it feels good urban. And you know, sometimes urban is some of the harshest territory we can have. Of course, we love to get this bike out on the open roads, but we do a lot of urban assault from Biloxi, Mississippi. We've got a good mix of nicely paved, fresh pavement, asphalt, and this bike is super fast on that. This is a carbon frame that really has been engineered for speed. Of course, it's been engineered for comfort too, but let me just talk about the speed. You know, we have a lot of fast little gravel bikes, fast little off-road bikes, all-road bikes that we use around here to, you know, zip through town, to get a lot of fitness in the urban situation. We have a beach sidewalk and 40 miles of uninterrupted beach that we ride on. The sidewalk is pretty broken. It got a lot of expansion joints. It is not comfortable on a road bike. You know, a lot of us have, you know, little light racy gravel bikes. And so when we put the Niner Magic Carpet Ride, you know, in the group, and we ride this, you think about, you know, it's going to weigh maybe a little bit more than a bike with no suspension. And it does. I'm going to put it on the scale here at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But just the way this bike rides, no one cares that it weighs a little bit more, but everybody loves the comfort. I mean, you see guys, instead of riding on the nice paved asphalt, jumping curbs and riding the sidewalk on purpose. We used to hide from some of the back roads back here in Biloxi, as far as, you know, we're doing a lot of road construction, a lot of infrastructure. We are now looking for the gnarliest, potholiest, dirtiest roads we can find. One, because there's hardly any cars on them, and two, because we have a bike that just floats over it. We could ride down the railroad tracks with this bike and not feel it. So this bike is just super cool. Just real quickly, of course, it's got you know, one of the highlights is the GRX drive system. It's got a 2x in the front and a 10 speed in the back, so 2x10 GRX with a clutch. So even you know, on the most potholiest road, this bike is staying solid. You don't get chain slap. It's nice and quiet. You can sneak up on your fellow riders and blow right by them when the going gets rough. As their teeth are chattering, you're smiling. It's kind of cool to see this happen. 50 millimeter Fox suspension in the front. You got an X Fusion in the back. I think it's about a 30-35 millimeter suspension in the back, and they've got it hid nice and neat in this beautiful carbon frame. When I say beautiful, I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up, but it's just it's got like almost a topo map. You know, these guys in Niner, they're from Fort Collins, Colorado, which is my hometown. They've got a cool little pedal dam it. You know, insignia here, and this, I don't know if this is Horsetooth Reservoir, but I grew up in this town and I see a lot of topo here. So it's just a beautiful colored frame, awesome finish. But one of the highlights is this rear suspension. So and you can see I'm picking up this bike without even trying. So when I talk weight, this is not a heavy bike. We got X Fusion tucked in the back. It's got an integrated fender to keep things nice and clean. Of course, it's got a you know, GRX brakes, and you know, everything just works good. I'm not even going to talk about how well this bike shifts, how well it pedals, how efficient it is. It just works really good. You've got a lockout for the front suspension, so 50 millimeters of front suspension. It's easy to lock out. We have climbing around here. We climb the bridge, so you know, it's nice when you can pump up the bridge real quick, put a gap on someone. Down the bridge, you've got expansion joints. Unlock it going down the bridge, and you're just floating with this bike. It's fast. We don't have any problems picking up speed on this bike. We're almost all fighting to see who gets to ride it for the next ride. So even though it might be overkill in some situations, for one, it's cool. Two, it's fast. And three, it's comfortable. So, you know, even us that are like the ultralight little racy road bikes, you know, get on this thing and just smile. So let me give you a real weight with what this bike is with flat pedals on it. And since we're all sharing this bike, we just put flat pedals on it and let it eat. 26 pounds basically. And that's for a full suspension carbon fiber gravel bike that is ready to rock straight out of the box. Speaking out of the box, you know, we are a little bit out of the box here on the YouTube channel. And if you like our content, you know, just please hit subscribe. It helps YouTube know that, you know, people watch the Bicycle Rider, and we can keep bringing content to you. As far as tire clearance on a gravel bike, that's important. This bike comes spec with, I think it's a 40, okay, we're right at 40 millimeter tires. There's room for more tire. It's just a really cool bike. It is a, you know, $5,500 bike, so $5,000 plus, but you know, well worth it. Some of us are paying that for a lot less bikes, so it's definitely not an inexpensive bike, but I think for everything you get and the technology on this bike, I mean, it's on the money. How are you going to make a full suspension gravel bike for less than $6 grand? Well, they've done it. You know, I have to say, you know, before in closing, just the way that the hoods feel, the flared bar, the Easton bars they put on it, the fishing kit. You know, these guys at Niner know what they're doing, and they've really made an ultra cool bike. And they've got a cool name, the Magic Carpet Ride. It does come with the Stans rims, and you know, if any of you have ridden Stans rims, you can't beat the value for the dollar on Stans rims. So we're running this thing tubeless and just having a blast with it. We're going to keep pushing this bike hard here on the Bicycle Rider, and hopefully get it out into the gravel for some gravel racing too. Very cool bike, Magic Carpet Ride by Niner. Thumbs up, buddy. You guys built an awesome bike.